people of the interwebs. It's me, Brandon Noel. If you're new to this channel or these series of videos, what I'm doing is I've sped up the footage of me actually working on the pages that are going to appear in the upcoming books, and just giving you a little commentary over how I did it and that type of thing. This is a page from The Last Templar, which will appear in the next issue of 8-Bit Pulp, or Pulp magazine. This will appear in the back of the book, and eventually we'll release it as a graphic novel once we've published the full thing. And I'm actually going to show you, or talk to you a little bit, why I chose this piece, the ink. And it's because the previous video I did with Flatfoot McGee, everything was really whitewash. It was gray. It was a lot of brush work, and I have no problem with brush work versus nib work. I think you need to be fluent with all the tools you can that are available to you in the trade. But the books demanded two different types of style, two different textures. This being a medieval war kind of piece, I wanted it to be a lot more black and white. I wanted it to be less, I didn't want it to have the gray washes that Flatfoot McGee has. And so I basically stuck to the crow's quill for a lot of this inking, because I like the line quality that you get from a crow's quill. You can do this technique called hatching and cross hatching, and you just do these quick little jagged strokes over the image, and you get this nice shading effect that I think is often overlooked. It's not often used in comics. It is a little bit in like backgrounds and stuff, a little, but I mean, you know, there was a whole style of not comic book inking, but just art devoted to this for hundreds of years, of just the crow's quill and ink techniques that are out there. So it's fun to play with that, especially dealing with a medieval piece. And so that's why I mostly stuck to the crow's quill, with going for the brush occasionally to back some things up. Now, you'll notice this video is sped up a little bit faster than some of my other videos. Normally I go to 8 times the speed. This is 16 times the speed, and that's because this piece took me an hour and 45 minutes to ink, whereas typically I get a page done in an hour. And the reason being is the chainmail. Most of the characters in this piece are wearing chainmail, and I made the decision a while back to actually draw the chainmail like riveted chainmail. That means each link in the chainmail links up to 3 other links, and typically we'll actually have a dot somewhere in there to indicate where it was riveted. And this is I kind of regret and I don't regret that decision, because it makes the chainmail look so beautiful, look so much better, but it's so painstaking. And the reason why I decided to go this route is about a year or so, DC put out a book called, or they're still doing it, Demon's Night, which is the background story of the Demon, Kirby character I absolutely love. But the first page of the first book, which I couldn't get past, had this character sitting on a rock, and he's bleeding, and he's wearing chainmail, and the chainmail was cut as if it was cloth. And I'm sitting there as a medieval buff enthusiast going, chainmail doesn't do that. When it breaks, it leaves several rings blow out and leaves an odd shaped hole. And I know that because I've seen it happen firsthand, being a member of SCA and a member of Adrian Empire and doing lifesteal sword fighting. So I have a very intimate knowledge of medieval affair and medieval armor and medieval weapons that I wanted to try to bring to this project. And so drawing the chainmail as realistically as possible is insanely painstaking, but the payout is so worth it, because it actually looks and reads like chainmail, whereas, you know, some of the other books it just looks like gray cloth with some indications that it's chainmail. No, this is, you're going to see fully riveted chainmail. And as I mentioned in the previous um, Templar story, he has these big spalders and stuff on him to hide the chainmail, so I don't have to draw it constantly. But the difference between the Muslims in the Crusades and the Templars in the Crusades is typically the Muslims didn't. Their armor was a lot different, and it was mostly chainmail with cloth and stuff. In fact, I'm doing a disservice to that side of things because they even had more intricate chainmail that was designed to catch blades and stuff. And I did do the layering of the chainmail, which is hard to see on this with layer over layer. But to do the way they actually had it during the Crusades would be so much more insane than what it is, and um, it just is very painstaking to do it this way. But I think the piece reads well. It's probably one of my better books, the better pieces. I hope you got something out of this video. Like, subscribe, enjoy the video. Thank you very much for your time.